Okay, with this Claude being picked up, you just straight up pick up the Brody here for Twisted Minds. And
Brody Matilda.
Brody Matilda, very strong. Brody with the Dairoth, where you just remove all of the armors of your opponents, pop your torn apart memory, collect, and end the game quick. That's a really good last pick here for Twisted Minds. Maybe a better substitute will be the Clint.
I am vengeance incarnate.
Moskov is
I heard a what in the Filipino broadcast.
Moskov is not it.
I don't like it. The extra body on the Eternal Guard kind of messes with what you want to do.
For APBREN to blow out the early game open, and the Moskov might not have a chance to get there afterwards.
Okay, I feel a little better knowing he's playing Flicker. So if they do find the window to be more aggressive, he can close in on that. Save for if it was a Purify, he's forced to just play defensively. What is Shizo thinking? Look at this, he's taking that long brush, and I think this is a freeze. Oh, yep, they're freezing on each other.
Mystery Shop or Bargain Hunter,
Oh,
as the kids call it nowadays.
For both of them, yeah.
yeah. And does JM Pinkman switch up his prio in terms of items in this game too? Like I think
hope.
that's one thing we are gonna
hope so.
watch out for. Well,
He doesn't have to. I mean, I hope he does fix his item priority, but he now has more
Okay.
engages. Benny! Close.
Benny,
He's done with 10.
still has a flicker.
Shizo though, gotta be careful overstaying like that.
Okay.
Very safe.
It's very fast rotations too coming in from Twisted Minds. You gotta expect that considering a Matilda Hirara. But Shizu, at least for now, has somehow managed Benny in lane really well.
More like Benny went into fights that maybe he shouldn't have.
That's right. I think he's trying to bait Shizo in so that eventually Tracy will be there for potential kill or forced battles though. Yeah, Nansu will have the guiding wind for himself. So yeah, they're gonna be safe here. A relatively quieter early game for both APBREN and Twisted Minds.
Yeah, even the mid laners or the mid duos who have prio over each other just decide not to push the advantage here. Instead, they're supporting their side laners to have a better go at the turtle. Spawning upper quarter. Escalera with a pull, slight advantage over the side of APBREN. They jump on the wall, down goes JM!
Oh, just as I was supposed to say, they were putting a bit more attention towards their EXP lane. JM falls first, but now that it's Sensui who actually gets traded out, I think APBREN are going to be more than happy with how these first few sequences have turned out.
Okay, and that's gonna be a good turtle take for the side of APBREN as they have secured it. James Banks as the Paquito, you really need to ramp up. You need to continuously apply the pressure against your opponents, and that also allows Escalera to get level 4 much faster than Tracy would have the Circling Eagle, which means that after the first cycle of the second cycle of buffs now that James Banks is collecting, they can go for a play. And I would say that the best lane to go into is the XP lane in this scenario for APBREN.
Yeah, I think we saw it earlier too. It's been more efficient now for APBREN. JM Pinkman doesn't feel... I mean, despite that first death that we saw from him, it doesn't feel as shut down. And it feels like there could be more happening across the map considering the kind of early game that they have with this lineup. But APBREN have been making a bit more space for the bottom lane instead so far. Let's see how Lansu deals with this. It's going to be falling Star Moon onto him.
Here comes James Banks. Hadouken!
Still going to survive.
Yep, as prescribed, you go to the EXP lane, but I think you need Escalera on that lane. But APBREN, I think their line of thinking is we have to secure Shizu now. We have a good start. We don't need to really put more eggs into the James Banks basket. At this point, it's going to be much better for us to commit some of the battle spells, some of the ultimates, just to make sure that Shizu will have his time farming, maybe even a double lane setup if the case that's possible. As it stands though, Twisted Minds wants to answer this too. They want to put pressure onto Shizo's lane, and that means that there will be a big friction into that lane eventually.
This is the last time that Twisted Minds can hope that maybe the turtle spawns in the lower quarter this time, because it stayed in the top for turtle number 2. And they need to answer that lane and Shizo. So the map clearly is siding for AP BREN. Turtle up. First of the scene once again is the Hive. Now Twisted Minds looking to find their footing. Sensui knows that he can't expose himself too much. That is a hold on the Turtle. Oh, Twisted Minds just conceded.
Yeah, it's great work. Great rotations that are shown to us by AP BREN here so far. 4 minutes in this game. This is compared to what we saw in the previous game, them just really activating their lineup much more. You see how they're capable of taking on some skirmishes, and even if it doesn't convert into kills necessarily, they can take more out of it. These technical knockouts, quote-unquote, the objectives that they're able to secure, not winning against Twisted Minds head-on, but they're battling it out in terms of objectives, which is exactly what Twisted Minds told us was the gameplay and approach for them. But AP BREN are responding back with that exact same approach.
Yeah. Jim Pinkman are just utilizing their their ults even. Just to secure and fast clear that lane so that they can move afterwards. This could be a 3 versus 5.
He walked into that. There is going to be a Wrath of Dryad. Another kind of Wrath of Dryad as well. Setsui is still going to be alive. JM Pinkman too. Surprisingly surviving that. And James Pax actually finds Setsui again. That's the second time Twisted Minds jungler actually went down.
Twisted Minds were of two minds there. They weren't sure. Okay, so we pushed up the turret. Benny can go, but do we take the fight? And they get punished even harder as Lance, who has to flicker out to save himself.
Okay, Shizo goes in blazing to it. Sean had to flicker out of that. SOG does land, but they will still
Actually defend.
not take down that turret. Yes.
Okay, so you're now feeling why we reacted badly when the Moscow was picked up by Twisted Minds. It's a luxury for Twisted Minds. They had to put 4 of their members up top just to make sure that the Moscow will be able to farm minute 6. And right now, it's very unsafe for Benny Cutie to get around the map. Whereas for AP BREN, because of the tempo that they have, they were able to get in here. The stages, now they will not have to protect Shizo. Shizo can actually farm on his own. And it's a very expensive, demanding gold laner that Twisted Minds have picked up for themselves, and they're feeling now that they have to put all of their members into make sure that Moscow will have some farm.
Looks like AP BREN are going to go 3 for 3, even if it does spawn on the opposite side of the map. Final Turtle goes over to the Hive. 3,000 gold up are the black and yellow now. And Twisted Minds are feeling the consequences of that luxury. Again, a massive investment, and now they fight JF!
And they actually find the kill. They do. Twisted Minds, they have been struggling to open up the map, but I think they could pretty much secure punishes like that. Sensui running away from this. James Pax trying to go for the chase, but he still gets bursted. It's a killing spree for James Pax already on the Sky Piercer.
Twisted Minds are relegated to just pushing the split. That's all they could do, just mirror what's happening from the bottom to top.
Oh, yeah. There still is a bit of gold lead here for Shizo compared to Benny Cutie on this Moscow, but at least Twisted Minds at the expense of a turret in the bottom lane.
Oh, that's a farmed up Shizo. Dealing damage. Sean survives, but he gets punished. Twisted Minds do have the right amount of burst damage if they want to go in for a counter engage, and it's just unfortunate. Shizo, he didn't have the flick, the purify?
He did pop it, but it was too late. The damage was there.
Purify damage?
Yes.
Oh,
unbelievable. That was AP BREN letting go of their grasp against Twisted Minds with just one death. And that's very unfortunate because now Moscow will be able to push down the bottom lane, to position themselves around it, and Twisted Minds can just make sure that AP BREN will not have as much lead as they have. 6.2k. Now the Moscow has an advantage, a gold advantage over the Claude, and will get to his Trinity a little bit faster than Shizo.
Okay, so maybe you can chalk that up to a lack of life steal, because I think that would have saved Shizo maybe if he went in with a blazing duel like that, but he wasn't even in his Trinity yet.
Yeah.
So I think he just overestimated the amount of life steal he would get.
For sure.
And that's why he got shut down like that.
yeah, they both got their Trinity at the same time, both Benny, Cutie, and Shizu. And this is already on top of the fact that AP BREN had a much better start to this game. Escalera already poked down a bit. Sean still doesn't have an ultimate. He hasn't been able to copy anyone just yet.
Whoa.
Okay, there you go. He has the Wrath of Dryad.
It's a soft reset. JM Pinkman holds the Lord to about half health. Escalera holding the Pixel Brush. And they see where Benny is. They just have to watch out for an SOD.
Sean's trying to look for an angle too from the sides. And they're still going for this dance. Escalera with the conceal. Trying to go in. Flickers and uses the Wrath of Giant to secure the objective, but now it's also the rest of APBR trying to jump in. Twisted Minds go, they're dealing massive amounts of damage. They only lose Lansu, and they fight JM Pinkman.
1-for-1. But the Lord still goes over to APBR. And they continue. James Max wants more.
Okay, do they still want to fight? They probably don't. They still have a Lord. It's marching down bot, and they have ways to clear out the outer turrets even before it arrives. Twisted Minds could not get out. It hasn't been a great time for Sensui so far.
Absolutely not. It's because of their decision to go for this Moscow. I know that I've talked about it so many times, but you can see how expensive this lineup is. However, I gotta say, Benny Cutie, for what it's worth, he's actually playing well, especially in the last clash where he is the one pinning down JM Pinkman. The stun, safely getting out of danger while still managing to get a kill for Twisted Minds. There is a lot of potential for this Moscow, but can we get there in time?
Okay. Star Moon being charged. JM Pinkman doesn't use it just yet. It was just to shove away Twisted Minds and to guarantee this base turret. Now they lose one and are just really forced to play defensive. 11 minutes in, this is the state that Twisted Minds find themselves in.
TWIS have to find another power spike. This is no bueno. Not like this. Fortunately, they have a way to play the map. They can split it up with Benny Cutie. That's one of the few things that they can thank their earlier selves, is they invested in some level of macro on the map. But that's easier said than done. They're still trapped inside their base because APBR knows that they have a kill angle.
Conceal, play, 2. Escalera just wants to find targets, but that's a circling eagle guiding with straight into Shizu, which will eventually cost them their death. Tracy and Sean could not finish off the kill. They clearly tried to go for Shizu there, but
no. James Banks, more like James Pack. This hero is so good in the hands of James Banks, and they're gonna break right through mid. They're threatening to finish.
2 minions in mid. Eventually one gets cleared by Lansu, but that could be enough time for APBR. They equalize the